Good afternoon, and welcome to Mindful Moments, brought to you by the Weymouth Public Libraries. We've all found ourselves in a world full of uncertainty and anxiety in which we are adjusting to our new reality. This is your chance to take a time out to breathe and center yourself. For a few minutes, let's just find the calm within ourselves. So for today, for our mindful moment, we're going to do a guided gratitude meditation. And a quick disclaimer before we begin, portions of this meditation were borrowed from the Greater Good Science Center at the University of California, Berkeley. Right now, many of us are anxious, tired, and unhappy. We want to visit with friends. We want to hug our families. This kind of meditation can help bring us focus and help us to hold on to the things we do have to be grateful for at the moment. We can't control the state of the world, but we can work on our own emotional resilience. As we're getting started, make sure you're in a quiet spot where you won't be disturbed. So get comfortable in your chair with your back and your neck straight and supported, or feel free to lie down if that feels better to you. Allow your eyes to gently close. Take a slow, deep breath to ground yourself. Breathe into your belly and contract as you exhale. Now take a few breaths to mentally scan your body for any areas where there is tightness or tension, and breathe into those areas. And as you let that breath out, let the tension release. Now scan your mind and pay attention to any negative emotions, anxiety, irritation, sadness. I want you to breathe into those emotions, noting them and allowing them to flow out as you exhale. And one more breath into those feelings. And let it out. Now that our bodies and minds are a little clearer, we can focus on the things for which we feel grateful. So, if you're listening to this right now, you are alive and well enough to have joined us. Someone gave birth to you, someone fed you, clothed you, and taught you. You have the ability to hear, if you're listening to this, the song of a bird, the notes of a band or orchestra, the songs of singing and voices, the sound of your own breath flowing in and flowing out. Now take a moment to think of all the things we have today that make our lives easier and more comfortable than the generations that came before us. We flip a switch and a light appears. We turn a tap and clean water flows. We adjust a thermostat and a room grows warmer or cooler. We have a roof to keep us dry when it rains, walls to keep out the cold, windows to let in the light, and screens to keep out insects. We enter a vehicle and it takes us where we want to go. We have access to machines that wash our clothes, and we have clothes to wear and places to store them. There are machines that store our food at just the right temperature and help us cook it without having to gather wood. We have indoor plumbing. We have public libraries that have thousands of books and recordings free for anyone to borrow or read. And we have public schools that teach us to read and write for free. Now take a moment to reflect on all the thousands of people who have worked hard, some without knowing you at all, to make your life easier or more pleasant. There are people who plant, grow, and harvest your food. There are people who transport that food to market. There are people who make the roads and the railways. There is someone who delivers your mail. There are those who work to give you access to news and information. There's someone who comes to take away your garbage and recycling. And all those who play sports create art or music or plays or poems or films to entertain and uplift you. And most of these are people you have never met or barely know. Now, take a moment to consider the people and the pets who know you and who enrich your life, those who smile at you and cheer you on, those families, friends, acquaintances, colleagues, and peers, the ancestors who worked so that you could live well, those friends who support you when you need a shoulder or a hand. Now take a moment on your own to reflect on your own reasons for feeling grateful in this moment. And think about that as you breathe in and you breathe out. And again in and out. There's so much to feel grateful for in this moment. Gratitude fills our hearts and minds, uplifting our spirits. Notice the feeling of your breath and body. Rest quietly for a moment, noticing how you feel throughout your body, emotions, and thoughts compared before when you started. No judging, just noticing. Gently stretch your hands and arms, your feet, and your head. If you were lying down, get up very slowly. And with practice, you can find yourself feeling grateful easily wherever you are. So we invite you to play this meditation again or do it on your own whenever you feel like you need it. And join us for another mindful moment at this same time next week. We'll see you then.